Hi, I'm Sammy, user researcher here at Synthetic Users, and I'll very quickly show you how to navigate the new interface. If you are a new customer, welcome. Your workspace will look something like this. And if you've been here for a while, it will probably look something like this, where you already have some projects set up. And actually, I will use this to explain the difference between an inactive workspace and an active workspace. So once you have purchased a plan from Synthetic Users, your account will be activated and it is attached to a workspace. In this workspace I've got here, there's a plan, there's an active plan, which I can view from the settings. But on this workspace here, which you're always able to create if you like, you can create a new workspace. Because it isn't attached to an active account, when I go to the settings, all I can see is this. There is no plan, there's no allowance per se. So I'm going to be using the other workspace for this demonstration, and just keep in mind that if you're having any trouble with not seeing any interview allowance on your workspace as expected to see, it may be because you have created a new workspace and that workspace is inactive. Okay, so just make sure that you're always in your company's workspace. And from the bottom left corner, you'll be able to access the settings, as I just mentioned. You can see here the email that's associated to your account. You can toggle between light and dark mode. You can see the details of the workspace, and you can rename the workspace if you like. Then you can send out invitations. You can send out invitations, and you can see who already is a part of this workspace. Like I just mentioned before, there's the plan. You can see how many interviews you still have available and how many seats also you have invitations for. Then there's integrations. If you have already connected your Synthetic Users to your Figma account, and then the API keys. The final tab is support. So whenever you're having any issues, if you encounter a bug or if you're stuck somewhere for some reason, please be sure to report an issue to us, and if possible, attach some images to your description. Okay, so when you do that, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Right, so the home or landing page is the projects page. Here you can search by using the search bar, or you can filter if there's many colleagues of yours in the workspace. You can filter by your own or try and find somebody else's project. To create a new project, very, very self-explanatory. Just click that button and name your project, and that will lead you to the studies. I'll get there in just a minute. You can expand the left sidebar, and that will show you the notifications. Here you'll get notifications whenever a study is complete, so when all the interviews finish running, and when you request to generate a report. When your report is ready, you'll get notification too. And then, yeah, you've got your projects tab and the tutorials tab, where you can find videos like this one. Right, so if I'm going to create a new project, I'm going to call that tour, just for the sake of this tour. And this is what I see when I enter the project. I've got 4 tabs at the top. So the studies, this is where I create a new study. If I click here, I'll see the templates we've got. So research goal, user testing, custom script, solution testing, problem exploration, and ethnographic research. Or you can click on blank, and this will take you to the canvas. So the templates, if you click here, you'll get this pop-up modal again, showing you all the options you have of the preset research types that you can create. Otherwise, we now have this canvas that offers you a more panoramic view of the study that you're creating, and you always will have a guide here at the top, sort of cheat sheet. It's a checklist, so it reminds you to go kind of step by step. You can go in different orders, but you have to complete every step that's there. So you have to input your audience details. You have to select the number of participants you want to create, and you have to select another research primitive from the options we've got here. So each of these are attached to or kind of belong to these study types you're able to conduct in synthetic users. Okay. Once you have selected your study type, and once you've input all the fields necessary here, you can see this one's incomplete and this one is incomplete. You'll get a button that allows you to then run the study. And in the top bar, you'll always be able to navigate through the participants of that study, and then finally the insights once that study is created. Then I'm going back to the project I've just created. Here I can delete the study. That one was just an example study. I didn't do anything, so I'll delete it to show you then the second tab, which is plans. And here you can create prismas and multi-concept tests. Okay, so the prismas are those kind of diagram visualizations of audiences you can discover. So by describing an audience of interest and a research goal, then the system shows you subsegments of that audience that may be interesting for you to research. And then the multi-concept tests are those also in a more diagram visualization, where you have your audience of interest, your custom script, and then you upload a variety of concepts or variations of one same concept, and the audience is cloned and they are shown your concepts so that you can get a comparison in the end. Okay, so those are the plans. That's where you find them. RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation, is within each of the projects. And here's where you can upload files that tell us a little bit more about the audiences you're trying to simulate. And they are then used at the moment of generating your synthetic users so they can be more grounded in realistic data of that audience. Okay, so be sure to, if you want to use documentations of your own, like proprietary data, then upload the files before you run the studies. Okay, because then you'll get an option in the study upon the study generation to select from the documentation you've already uploaded. Okay, and then the final tab is reports. The reports you generate will appear here, as the message suggests. And within a project, you can also access Iris. And in this button, I am able to now open Iris. I can change this view into a sidebar if I prefer. It's expandable as well, or you can keep it floating. Iris is our super powerful research agent, which is there to handhold you through the process of setting up studies, thinking about studies, and running them and generating reports, even consuming the data that the outputs of your studies. So you can access Iris always from this button, and then select what it is you want to do, what you need help with or support with. You can even ask Iris questions about how all of this works, even if they're a bit more technical questions. That's fine. It should be able to answer them. And you can split these between sessions. So you can create new chats if they're not related to each other. So give it a go. And yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. We're happy to help. Have a good day. Bye.